What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 21 Generals Grand Finals. I'm your host, Delthius. Joining me today, we got Tosh. What's up, man?
Not much. Just been looking forward to this all weekend. This is a highlight of my Sunday.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be good. So, before we get started, I think we can talk a little bit about the event, kind of how we got here. Let me hop over to this button. Yeah, so in the kind of board game, point territory, risk style portion of the event, we ended up with the Royal Knights winning that. And additionally, there was a spy element to the event, and we have those shown here. Rabin and Klaru were spies, Eel and Brandy were spies, Lego Man and Heartseed were spies, and part of the event as well was kind of trying to figure out who the spies were and identifying those players. So Blue Coon, Paranoid Raccoon Tier, ended up winning the detective little mini contest of the event as well. And finally, after all was said and done, we got to the finals bracket, which was a mix of the top scoring mercenaries along with the Royal Knights team. And I think the big thing here, Tosh, was that Arilou made it all the way through this to the grand finals without dropping a single map. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. This guy and Gentleman, even Kerper, not quite as good, but pretty good. He had some tough contests and he 3-0'd all of them. Haru had his own strong performance against Lego Man, 3-0 in there, and was close to 3-0 to 4-0ing James. But, James is the king for a reason, and he made a late rally that wasn't quite good enough. So I'm pretty excited to see how this goes. I think, judging from how they performed, Arilou is probably the favourite. He's played more games and lost fewer, but this could go either way, and I'm expecting that both players will probably have been practicing for this.
Yeah, we got a pretty hefty prize pool on our hands, too. 50 euros going to first place, and second place getting 20. So either way, these guys walking away today with a little extra spending cash in their pocket, so that's really cool.
And they can officially say that they are a pro video gamer.
That's right. They're a professional gamer. That's always a good notch on the belt. But okay, I think that's enough preamble. I think I know what everyone is waiting for here. What's going on, guys, in the chat? Good to see y'all. We are on a little teeny tiny delay, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and tell the players are ready up. Are you ready for this, Tosh?
Yep, ready and waiting. Let's go. Let's see which Ooh is the best.
Alright, I just messaged the players on Discord to go ahead and ready up. This is a best of 9, guys, so buckle in. I actually really like best of 9s. I heard somebody mention in the tournament channel we should do that a little more often, which I kind of agree with because matches are pretty short in Tooth and Tail.
Yeah, I think I heard that, and I mean, I could definitely see it happening. Doing it in the pocket bots would be hard, because that takes, if we're going to keep doing every game, then that takes 2 or 3 hours sometimes, but...
That is true. But all right, guys, here we go.
Probably
Match number 1 in the grand finals. We've got over on the right, in the blue, Haru, and his opponent in the top left, in the red, Arilou. All right, we got some really heavy tier 1, tier 2 deck compositions here.
Yeah, so Squirrel, Lizard, Toad are for both players, Falcon, Cam. So just the Skunk and the Mine different in the loadout, so both players feeling pretty confident that the tier 1 Falcon Cam.
Do you think the Toads are more to deal with the Lizards or kind of try to knock out the bunched up Chameleons later on?
I think they've been primarily used as anti-chameleons for the last, I don't know, few weeks. The Lizards, the Lizards are sort of a side benefit because the Chameleons take care of the Lizards themselves. I think the Toads are mainly there to deal with the Chameleons better than the Falcons or the Squirrels can.
Yeah, I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. We got 8 farm openings from both sides here, so no shenanigans just yet. Now it's time to see, are we going to go into some typical doubles, maybe a quick tier 2, a quick expansion. This map looks fine. You know, I kind of like it a little better for Haru, but I don't think Arilou is screwed or anything. He's got access to a couple easy bases over there. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty well-balanced map to start the day off with.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good. This mill on the high ground is going to be nice for Haru, but it's not, you know, devastating. He's got a slightly better map, but Arilou can definitely make this work. Once you've got 3 mills, you sort of lose the right to complain, unless, you know, unless the territory really screws you over somehow.
All right, Arilou moving in to try to get a little aggressive. I like that little scouting mine he had up, but Haru was aware of it, just went ahead and traded that out for a squirrel. And yeah, I was interested if Arilou was actually going to commit to that gristmill, but he didn't. He went ahead and sold it, and I think we're going to get kind of stuck in Tier 1 chicken, you know, where trying to tech out of this is going to leave you open to a big attack.
I like that term, Tier 1 chicken. It's something I've never... Yeah, it's something I hear you say a lot, and it is definitely a thing. It's a good term you've coined there, but I think Arilou probably wins at the moment just for having the more diverse Tier 1 composition.
Right.
I think Squizzard definitely beats Raw.
Just mass squirrel. Yeah. Well, it could also depend on the engagement, too. Like, if the lizards can't find tiles fast enough to sit in to throw their spears, that could definitely hurt.
I suppose, but Arilou's coming in on the side. Haru gets back just in time.
Ooh, a lot of stutter stepping back, trying to dodge those toad hits. Nice control here by Haru, but...
Haru does that really well, but it looks like he's still gonna... Well, gonna end up about even.
Yeah, and if you're Haru, you can't be too mad about that, because he did try to sneak out that farm there, so...
Yeah. He lost something like 17 food on that farm, so not too much.
Okay, so now both players are just trying to slowly eke out an economy if they can, but you gotta be careful in these kind of situations. The modern Tooth and Tail meta is very aggressive. You know, these lizards are strong at the moment. You can easily get ran over if you're not careful here.
Yeah, you do have to be very cautious when taking up. It's a good time for people to come in, but toads are pretty solid defensive units.
Yeah, and both players not going crazy on the toads either, just a couple at the moment. Haru finally trying to get out that Tier 2 Warren. And let's see if Arilou can get a scout out on it.
I think I might have disconnected.
Yeah, I just saw a message saying you left the lobby. I think you could probably hop back in.
Yeah, hopefully.
Until then, you can enjoy watching on the 1 minute delay on the stream.
Yeah, I'll be casting the past.
All right, I'll try to color it well enough to where you can chime in, Tosh. There. So we got chameleons on the way for both. There you go. We're at 4:20 time there.
Right.
So you can just fast forward. Actually, I think it'll just kind of stop you when you get to the most modern part. But now we're kind of breaking this little bit of a build up on the early game here. Both players going for about that half second base saturation, trying to get those cams out on the board. And this is where scouting gets very, very critical. You really need to have a keen understanding on how much economy your opponent's taking, how many Tier 2 they're going up. But Haru's not messing around. He's looking to get aggressive here.
He's going in.
He's trying to bait out these mines. Ooh, he actually takes a lot of damage there. So much damage, he's going to go ahead and come back and let those units heal up. I think that's smart. And that's going to buy Arilou some time to get his own chameleons out. Kind of even the playing field here. Haru's got some money. Going to go ahead and get that spent. Are you caught back up with us, Mr. Tosh?
I'm just crossing the 2 minute mark because it needs to buffer if you're fast forwarding.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't just hold it on 5 speed.
All right, I'll just keep on rambling then. Haru getting a decent scout here, seeing that Arilou's trying to go up to a heavy second base economy. But I'm a little surprised. Yeah, there we go. Some more Tier 2 coming out. So both players opting to go up to that 4 chameleon number, which I gotta say, you know, the difference between 4 chameleons and 2 is astronomical. I mean,
oh yeah, it's huge. Having more chameleons is such a big deal in the way that having an extra falcon or an extra skunk just sort of isn't.
Yeah.
It's I'm not quite sure why that happens. I think it's just because of the health pool difference is so massive. But it's definitely a huge factor.
But like we are kind of talking about with the toads earlier on, that's where a little bit of the playmaking, you know, the micro potential comes in. Because once your opponent starts stacking up 4, 6, 8 chameleons, if you can get some good toad connections there, you can really get a lot of value.
Yeah, that's sort of the whole point of the toads. It's weird, they've become less of anti-tier 1 and more anti-tier 2 unit.
Yeah, I think that happens whenever their single target damage goes up compared to their AoE, you know, like, there's always players... Yeah, exactly. There's always players kind of mathing out, how do toads trade against units like cams? Is it cost-effective? Is it not? And typically the rule of thumb is if 3 toads can trade into a cam, we normally do consider that cost-effective just because of the time it takes to rebuild those tier 2 units. Third base is coming up from both sides here, and Falcon's on the way. So now we're at a little bit of a Cold War situation. We're kind of building up, and if this continues for too long, it's really going to favor Haru here, since he does get that 4th base. Looks like you're struggling, man. Maybe I can screen share in Discord with you.
Maybe. I might have to redo my internet and rejoin. I don't know why. It got to the same point, and then it crashed again.
Oof. No sweat, man. Let me see if I can, oh, you're back now. Let me see.
I'm gonna try it one more time, but...
I think my internet's pretty good.
The game will probably be over before I catch up. So, I might have to solo cast for a minute or 2.
No problem.
I'm sure you can manage.
Haru moving in. Almost 6 chameleons here. And it looks like Arilou's actually doing a little deviation, but hold that thought, the toads are coming in. It doesn't look like either player really got the exact connections they needed, but Arilou destroying Haru's army there. I wonder exactly what happened. I might look at my little instant replay later. Like, Arilou really took that engagement much more effectively. Maybe his toads actually did get those shots.
Keep an eye on the delayed stream and see what I can...
Yeah, see what you think of that big engagement coming up, because Arilou really just rampaged over his opponent, and maybe it did come down to the toad connections there hitting Haru's chameleons, because Haru did opt to go all the way up to 6 cams.
Haru's got 6 chameleons,
yeah,
so he's doing... That means the toads are going to have an easier time getting big connections, and 9 is about the right number. You can go up to 12.
Yeah, and Haru's going to go ahead and tap out on that one, so Arilou going up 1-0 in the best of 9 finals.
I'll actually get to watch all of the next game. Okay, here it comes, big engagement. Yeah, massive toad connections. Seemed like the toads seemed to actually get onto the squirrels as well as the chameleons. So there wasn't much DPS coming out for Haru.
Okay, players are looking for their next picks. Let me see if anything's changed. Still looking pretty similar. Actually, it looks like Arilou might be going for some skunks this time around, and we're hopping back in. Are you with us here, Tosh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Arillou's got skunks and Haru's got ferrets, which are not what I expected. I don't see Haru going ferrets often.
Yeah.
Usually if he tries to poke, he goes with snakes.
I'm hyped for the ferrets this map, for sure. And Arilou even dropped the toads, but real quick, in the bottom right, we've got Haru down the map, and up top, in the left, we've got Arilou. And yeah, Arilou going for pigeons this time around and adding the skunks. Meanwhile, Haru's keeping those toads, but going for ferrets instead. And interesting pick with the ferrets here. And this map actually might be okay for it. Like, it looks like the high ground... You know, on his natural expand would be a good spot to kind of shell your opponent down.
Definitely good. It's sort of, he's got his base, and then he's got this sort of outcrop that sticks out right up to the red line of Arilou's territory. Yeah. That's a great place to stand your ferrets, and they'll be able to shoot any forward warrens. Arilou's going to have to go over the water if he wants to come directly at them. Otherwise, Arilou's going to have to take this slightly longer route round, which just gives Haru more time to prepare.
Right. So pretty quick gristmill, but now he's changing his mind. Instead, going to go for an 8-farm opening. You got to be really careful with stuff like that on a map this small. You know, the rush distance is tiny.
Because Arilou with these lizards, if he if he'd gone for the mill, then Arilou could definitely be doing damage with these lizards. They'd get there so quickly.
And again, another map where I'd favor Haru, but it's not out of the question for Arilou here. He gets a nice natural expand. He can get over to that 9 o'clock for like a third if the game goes long enough, but you know, I definitely would rather have Haru's spawn here.
Yeah, I think so too. He's got the third. Although, man, if Arilou was the one with ferrets, he could get onto this outcrop. You see the base in the left on the sort of west side. Is this outcrop that Haru actually... Oh no, he can reach it. Okay, there is a path up there for Haru.
Arilou putting on a little aggression, but gonna go ahead and run away before any real damage got done. Haru was in position there. And Haru's trying to eco up this game, it looks like.
Yeah, Haru's usually of these two players, Haru's usually the greedier one. The more eco-based defensive player. He likes to get at least a couple of farms up on his second base before he attacks, whereas Arilou's definitely the more aggressive and will go in with just 8 farms. Yeah. And just keep the second base for, resupply.
Haru got a nice scout off there. He saw his opponent going for the tier 2. He saw the gristmill, and now this time around he's going to see a single farm on that second base. So I'd still be a little worried if I'm Haru about aggression coming forward. Tier 2 on the way for him. He's not being super greedy, but like you said, man, trying to go up to that second farm here, these little differences can really make a big deal.
So far, Arilou hasn't scouted any tier 2 warrens from Haru. And Haru actually only sees 1 tier 2 warren from Arilou, so there's a bit of hidden information on both sides.
Arilou trying to bait and switch Haru there, kind of taunting him to go eco himself as Arilou built a few farms right in front of Haru and then sold them immediately after he left. And let's see if Haru's going to fall for it. He does build a third farm here, but Arilou's getting a second, so that's kind of the spot you want to be.
Yeah, 1 farm ahead.
But here we go. Arilou is coming in with a big engagement, and Haru's not in position to deal with this.
He's going to let this farm go for free. This building farm gets picked off. Good skunk gas. A lot of lizards and squirrels getting hit, but the extra chameleons just able to force that off. Yeah, nice
defense there by Haru. Good control on the chameleons. Got in there and knocked out a skunk.
Yeah, but Arilou did get the building farm, so I think Arilou could probably consider that a successful attack.
Yeah, it's definitely close for sure. I think maybe Haru got a little more value out of the engagement, but like you said, Arilou just straight up sniped that farm. So it's pretty close. I think this is still anyone's game.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing decisive yet.
And I like this ferret play from Haru. I gotta try this myself. Every time I go ferrets, I just want to get them out immediately. But no, Haru's like, you know what? I'm going to get my chameleons, I'm going to make sure I've got a solid army, and then I'm just going to kind of sprinkle in the ferrets later to be annoying and continue the pressure on my opponent.
Yeah, anyone who watches my stream will know that I am the worst ferret player to ever exist.
But they're so fun to use.
They are. I can't comment too much, but I think this is good timing. I usually try and do the same thing where I rush him out.
Yeah.
Try and immediately start poking, but
yeah.
Haru's going to be really safe now to do. He's going to probably get more poking done, having taken the extra time to get those chameleons out.
That pigeon actually really helping nullify the damage from this
won't
ferret.
Die.
Oh man, finally goes down.
It probably only had like a few seconds left on it though, so not a huge. Getting these tier 1s is going to be more significant.
Alright, big engagement coming down here. No toads for Arilou this time around. No toads for either player, really.
Yeah, and these chameleons finally starting to go down, but the ferrets are still up, and there's not enough to really burst them down, so they could get some serious damage done.
Yeah, this is looking good for Haru and looking good for the stream, because I think everybody wants to see this stay tied up so we can get as many matches as possible.
Yeah, going straight for the chameleon warren I think is a really good decision. It's good priorities. Something you see a lot of new players do is like they try and attack the mill because that's how you win the game, by destroying mills, right? But I mean, this mill isn't doing anything at this point. It's only got 2 pigs and it's about to fallow out anyway, so...
Yeah, it's kind of like
Go for the
attacking like a life total in Magic or something rather than a unit on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, here we go. Arilou is thinking about pushing forward, but I would advise against this. However, it's easy for me to say that.
I think it's sort of a all-in, like... He doesn't win by hanging back. He just gets poked down by ferrets.
Yep.
This is the catch-22 of being a game that ferrets can give you, where you don't have enough army to win an engagement, but you can't not engage because otherwise the ferrets will just whittle you down.
Yep.
So what do you do?
All right, Haru tying things up.
And my connection didn't give out once, so this is looking better and better.
Very good. Thanks everybody for tuning in as usual. We always appreciate it here, man. This has been a really fun event. Don't go away after we're done. We're going to announce another Tooth and Tail event right around the corner. But here we go, guys. Let's get into match number 3. Over on the right, in the red, we've got Arilou. And his opponent to the left, in the blue, Haru.
The first thing that sticks out to me is both players have gone back to the Toads.
Yep. Yeah, Haru had him last time, but didn't even use them. And this time around, maybe Arilou was thinking the reason he didn't win those engagements was because he didn't have the Toads. I mean, that first game, like you were pointing out, those Toad connections, man, it just made him rail over.
Getting that burst damage on the chameleons is so helpful for dealing with them. Just, immediately cutting their health down to, 20 or 15 is just a huge, huge deal. And I think that did have an effect in the last game, because Haru was just pushing over with the chameleons. Every time Arilou tried to move in, Haru just cammed him in the face. And Arilou couldn't deal with it.
So we got mines this time around. Arilou dropping those skunks as well. I think this is kind of the go-to deck for Arilou here.
Yeah, this is what he was running in the first game. Haru has changed it a bit. He had skunks in the first game rather than ferrets. And that's the only change. Both these players, they tend to just sort of stick with what they know. They make minor alterations to their core deck rather than do something like Gentleman or Guy, where they'll just do a completely different 6 units every game.
Yeah, and there's benefits to both approaches. Obviously when you're using the one core deck, you're very practiced with it. You can possibly understand it to a deeper level, but when you're changing it up a lot, somebody brought in like an old school pile deck, for example, and tried to go for a contained strat, like you might just catch your opponent off guard.
Yeah, and the more you stick with one deck, the easier you are to counter pick.
Yep. We might actually have a macro game here.
Yeah, I mean, Haru selling off his Warren and going up to 3 phones on his second base is a bold move, and it looks like it's going to work out. Arilou is coming in. Actually, Arilou might get some serious damage done here with these lizards.
Yeah, Haru's not in position, but he gets home just in time. One pig will for sure go down. Can he stop another one? Yeah, he's going to go ahead and run out. So 2 lizards for a pig. I'll take that trade any day of the week.
Yeah.
Nicely done by Arilou. But Haru is looking for that counterattack here.
Yeah, and if he actually... Squirrels are going to be better in this choke point than lizards are. Although the mine could cause a few upsets.
Yeah, that's true. If Haru could retreat on the other side of this little rock formation there, those lizards funneling in would get absolutely wrecked.
It looks like he's not going to commit to it. It looks like he was just to scare Arilou, get him to sit on his base for a bit.
Nice mine placement there, but Haru does see those mines going down, and Arilou again is
coming around with more lizards.
Coming around the mountain when she comes. Oh no, you're just gonna go for a direct attack. That's smart.
Going for the other base, but I think he might just get the Warren, and that's it. He has to leave. I mean, he only lost like 1 lizard, so definitely still worth.
Yeah, both those plays were value. That was really smart from Arilou because he realized Haru spotted the tail end of his lizards there and was in position, so just decided to go where he wasn't.
Haru gets based into an engagement on the chameleons, he could get destroyed here, even with the choke point.
Yeah, that choke point kind of got botched there, unfortunately. The squirrels tried to go on the other side, and like you said, the chameleons are here, and the power level of Arilou's army is over 9,000 at the moment. Haru needs to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, he's got He's got squirrels on Warrens. That's a very strong defensive. It's always been the most basic, but also the kind of most efficient defensive play.
Yeah.
Is to just sit on your Warrens with squirrels, even against chameleons, because you've got the Warrens to tank for you. And lizards don't do well over Warrens either. So Haru should be fine to sit back for a bit, but he's only one farm ahead.
Yeah, oh, this could be huge for Haru. No, good game sense by Arilou, gonna sneak out of there before getting caught with those lizards. And you know what's kind of interesting is Arilou's taken a lot of engagements here, and on paper is you know, a decent amount ahead. But since this is more of an eco game, like a 2-base economy, we just have more food on the table. That matters less than it would if this was like a 1-base scrappier match, you know. So Haru is definitely still in this.
Haru can easily afford to replace the one Warren or the one farm that gets picked off. If Arilou were actually to come down south on this road, I think he'd probably be able to get in and get a few farms, but that's only going to be cost efficient for, I don't know, like 30 more seconds before the farms start fallowing.
This is a lot of tier 1.
Yeah, and it's a lot of tier 1 that's trying to get forced through tight choke points. I mean, that could be beneficial with the toad.
Oh my god, those toe connections are nuts! But
they're
all
nuts,
these cams...
They're on the wrong thing. They're nuts on the lizards. They don't need to be nuts on the lizards. They need to be nuts on the chameleons.
Yeah, and you can really see that there as those 4 chameleons from Arilou just pounded through the rest of the army. But, you know, Haru could still defend this with defender's advantage here.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to. He's got the chameleon now. Is he going to micro it back to save it? Yes, just.
Ooh.
Just. Okay, and Haru's still one farm ahead. He's even taken a 3rd base.
Yeah, but this map is going to start getting a little bit hairy here for Haru, as his 3rd base is in a little bit of an awkward spot, especially because Arilou has lizards. But he did tech out of the lizards.
Yeah, it's, I guess because of the toads? I don't know. I think the lizards did well just to, like, keeping a handful of lizards just to run into the toads.
Getting some good value here with these ferrets, and a big engagement coming in.
And that's a much better toad engagement for Haru there. Getting right on the chameleons. And he's got more coming in. And now he can just sit back behind this, like, choke point with the ferrets.
Yeah, with the ferrets, he doesn't even have to rally his units forward. This choke should work out very nicely for him. Good connections there on the cams again.
Yeah.
Ooh, needs to be careful. Ooh. Good micro. 1 HP on that ferret.
Yeah. I love seeing tier 2 get away with 1 health. As long as it's not against me.
Yeah, as long as it's my tier 2 getting away with 1 health.
Oh, I think it's not getting away that time. I mean, it is tough for Haru to retreat through this water.
Yeah, he's kind of committed to this position, but if he can actually, you know, take it here, and this is such a good spot, you know, with that little tiny choke, get your cams up front, get your toads to counter their cams, and just keep shelling with the ferrets, like, this could eventually work. Yeah. But I'm getting worried with the 3rd bases here. You know, Arilou's is a lot easier.
Yeah, but as long as Haru keeps the pressure on, Arilou isn't going to have the opportunity to do a run round and attack this base. So
yeah,
I think Haru can make it work. And one thing to consider as well is that the bases for Haru being further spaced out is advantageous if it comes to a base trade, which this game actually might. Yeah, because the fighting is actually quite fierce.
Yeah, that's a good point. If Arilou did try to run over and attack Haru's 3rd, I think Haru would just base raid, you know? But what would be really cool to see is if Arilou teched back into like 3 or 6 lizards and just sent those over. But again, that still takes micro, and you're not at the front lines. Yeah. Look at this mine cam defense.
It's really good that he's got that up. That's going to be so much harder for Haru to push through.
Ooh, oh, that's a dead ferret. Dead.
And is Haru going to fall into the he can't have more mines trap?
I fall for that all the time.
Yeah, me too. I've lost so many badges thinking, oh, he must have only put down 5 mines, because no way would someone put down 6.
Yeah, you almost want to tech into like 3 lizards here just to be your minesweepers.
Yeah.
And Arilou gonna try to defend, gonna get through this choke, which is nice, but is he actually gonna commit? He is. The toads get the connections.
That's a good connection for Arilou, but I don't think it's gonna be good enough. He did get some serious damage there. But... Wow, actually, looking at the army graph, Arilou really lost that.
Yeah, I think Arilou's just starting to really feel the pain of being constantly poked by these ferrets here, and Haru has taken some nice engagements over time, you know, with these toads and this choke point.
Yeah, I think it mainly comes down to the fact that Haru's ferrets took quite a lot of damage but didn't actually die.
This is making me happy as a ferret player. This is such a good use of them.
Yeah.
But it is very annoying for Arilou here.
Yeah. Haru finally gets ahead in economy, guns down enough that he's actually significantly ahead. Well, he was until his farm falled out.
Yeah, but the third base is pretty up and running for Arilou, but now Haru's going to go ahead and attack from a different angle.
Yeah.
It's
much more open. I'm not sure immediately whose advantage this is. I mean, obviously, Haru's got the bigger army, but...
Well, to keep in mind, too, the reinforcement route is going to be really awkward.
Reinforcements is going to be much easier for Arilou. It might not matter, because Arilou doesn't have enough money to reinforce.
Yeah, Haru just Haru just blasted through there, and I think that might be it. I think Arilou's going to have to tap and maybe go into...
Yeah, he's fighting it out, but he's down to, I think this is it. Yeah. You can always tell when the commander stopped moving,
right?
That they're in the menu.
Okay, we got 2-1. Haru up a single match. We're in a best of 9, guys.
So they have to get to 5.
Yep, first one to 5 points wins it.
I'm curious if we're going to see any... Okay, Arilou's sticking with the same loadout. So is Haru, which makes sense because he's winning with it, but Arilou is not taking in anything to, you know, be better against the ferrets. No balloons or snakes or anything like that.
All right, so we're on map 4. In the bottom left, we've got Arilou, and his opponent up top, Haru. Haru up one single map here, so if Arilou wins this, it ties us back up to 2-2, and it looks like we're looking at the same decks as last game here. Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just saying, do you think Arilou should change something about his deck? Because he seems to be really struggling with these ferrets. I think either he needs to get falcons out sooner, or he needs to maybe think about putting snakes in.
Yeah, I was just thinking about snakes. That might be a good idea. Or he's got the falcons. I think maybe Arilou is hesitant because just the way that ferrets operate, where he might be stuck in this mindset of like, you know, what if I just don't give my opponent the chance to get ferrets out, or, you know, right when they do, do I go in with a stronger army and win it? Also, you know, ferrets can be very map dependent, and this time around, it doesn't look like Haru is going to be able to abuse as well as he could on the previous maps. So
yeah, I suppose not. This map is definitely in Arilou's favor.
Oh yeah.
He's got loads of mills close to him. Haru's got the 1, but I mean, judging from where Arilou's placed this mine, it looks like he's actually planning to set up on the high ground, so that he can force Haru to not take that mill.
Yeah, Arilou really needs to secure the high ground where Haru's forces are right now, because that is the one. Once, you know, if Haru can get him cornered in there, then that could definitely be game. But Haru's going to be real aggressive here, and Arilou's placement on his warrens is going to bite him in the butt a little bit here.
I mean, it lets the units get out, which is what he needs to hold off. And lizards don't really need warren tanking.
Yeah, that is true.
I think this is going to... Oh, he loses 1 farm. Yeah, I think it's not the best, but it's making the best out of a bad situation. Because if he'd put it on the front, then he probably would have got it gunned down.
Right.
Given that it was up slower.
Yeah.
And then he'd be stuck with no units and just, you know, snowballs from there.
Decent defense there from Arilou. He did lose that farm, but Haru's 8th farm was delayed. I think when all is said and done, you know, maybe a little advantage there for Haru, but not super crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see how they want to play it out from here. Now, this is interesting if you're Haru. I like that he was aggressive on this map, to be honest, because he really only has access to 2 bases most likely. You know, maybe you could argue he could take that 3 o'clock at one point, but that would still be difficult. So if I'm Haru, I'm trying to think how I'm going to end this in the first 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, even this safe base is still pretty risky, just by how close they are. I guess that applies to Arilou's bases as well. In fact, it probably applies more to Arilou's bases, considering that he's up against ferrets, which love poking far forward warrens and farms. So,
all right, Haru applying some pressure here. Gonna get into position. No tier 2 just yet. Arilou wants to take some eco. Haru's actually got 1 farm, so, but he did sell his. He wants to be careful, make sure he could defend that attack. Nice little feign forward from Haru there.
Toads coming out from both players. I think this is the type of map where I'd be really worried about letting my commander die, because your opponent, because it's such a short distance to attack, your opponent could actually get a lot of value out of you not being there to micro.
Ooh, and as you say that, Haru's commander almost goes down, but he's able to bob and weave out of there. But it's hard. Another thing too with the geometry of this map, it's going to be hard to really get in and get a full scout on your opponent. You know?
Yeah. You basically have to walk through the entire army, which can gun you down.
Which Arilou just does. He does see the tier 2 on the way. No surprise there, but this is the ferret, so again, gonna try to win the war of attrition here with the ferret. So if I'm Arilou, do I try to just jump into that with my chameleons?
I think so, because what Haru's done, which is unique this time, is that he hasn't built chameleons first to sort of hold the line for his ferrets. He might not need it if he gets good enough toad connections on these chameleons, but
yeah,
definitely possible that Arilou just runs over him, especially if he gets up to 4.
Yeah, this is what I'm always worried about with the ferret. And this wasn't super fast ferrets either. This was the first tier 2 he chose, but he's got a lot of tier 1 to back it up. You know, he didn't try to go 8 farm double into ferret or anything like that. I think that's where guys like me and you know, get screwed on that. And, oh, the chameleon trap! Oh my god, 1 HP.
Nearly 1 HP.
Oh, dude. That could have... I mean, that could have had a huge impact on the game there if that ferret went down. You're delaying the harassment. You got to build another one of those, an extra $60. The Gristmill getting shelled here. Arilou just can't sit by and let that happen. Oh, the building farm's gonna go down.
Those ferrets have taken a lot of damage already, but man, those are some big toad hits. Not big enough, it seems.
And this is...
Medians seem to get... Sorry.
Oh no, you're
Medians
good.
Seem to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
They take a lot of damage, but without dying, which is exactly what you want your tanks to do. Which means Arilou's able to clear that up really nicely.
Yeah, Arilou took that big engagement earlier, and that when we were kind of pondering if Arilou was going to attack against the ferrets or not, like that's the move. You know, you get the 4 cams, and your main army is just so much stronger. Arilou took that engagement really well, and also did a great job keeping all those chameleons alive. So cash money value there for our red player.
Yeah, I think it definitely mattered that the ferrets took quite a lot of damage before the fight even started as well, so Arilou was able to get his lizards on them and just sort of pick them off, do the extra couple of damage necessary. And, oh, Haru's really under pressure here. He doesn't really have the type of base where he can just sort of sit back and eco his way out of the problem.
Yeah, and this isn't the situation where you want the ferrets, you know, the ferret... Oh, hey, hold that thought! Oh, man.
Another cam trap. These cam traps are doing really well. He's nearly caught them out twice. Even if they don't catch them out, just sending them running is enough.
Well, plus...
Basically take them.
Plus, just the fear of the cam trap, too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to halt some of that aggression. But Arilou's going to commit here. He's coming in hard and fast.
A lot of meal tanking, but maybe a bit too much meal tanking. The toads getting their building crit.
Arilou lost a lot of chameleons there, but he hamstringed Haru. Haru's going to come in for the counterattack.
Haru has to win with this fight, or he basically loses the game.
Oh no DC issues. All right, Haru's gonna tap out.
It looks like I think Haru left. Yeah, Haru's out of the lobby. I think that game's probably Arilou's anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know if they'll want to rerun it, but I think it was probably safe to call it for Arilou.
I'm gonna call it for Arilou. I agree. I think he was in a game-winning spot there after Haru lost the second.
Yeah, because I mean, Haru had to go through the mines anyway, so it wasn't really like he had a chance to all in.
So let's give Haru a chance to reconnect here. And in the meantime, I guess while we got everybody together, we can go ahead and talk a little bit about the next upcoming events. The Tooth and Tail Championship League getting put together by Mochaccino. I think Epicosity and a couple other guys are also involved in that. Or do you know a whole lot about that event yet, Mr. Tosh?
No. Please inform me.
So it's a new tournament that is getting organized here. Essentially going to be in 3 different leagues, like a Premier League, which is like the top tier players, like Intermediate League for more of the mid-rangey folks, and then a Beginner League. Where
nice.
Yeah, and it's gonna. I think the idea is it's gonna be like round robin.
Yeah.
Where
I remember the old days of Tooth and Tail League, so I guess it's sort of coming back.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Ideally, it's called the Tooth and Tail Championship, but yeah, kind of a similar to the Besakia Tooth and Tail League approach, where it's a little bit of a longer series of competitive matches. Here's Haru. But if you guys are interested in that, man, on the Tooth and Tail's events under the stream you're watching now, there's a Discord, there's rules there for the TnT 2020 Championship. Definitely sign up for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let me just message Haru and make sure everything's okay.
It's under the tournament tabs, you said?
On the Tooth and Tail TV channel, under Tooth and Tail events, there's a link to the Discord.
Okay. I need to probably do that. You gonna play in that, or?
You know, I think I am. A lot of times I just cast, but I think this time around I am gonna commit to being a player in that event. So let me, while we're still, it looks like Haru just readied up. I messaged him on Discord. I told him we gave that win to Arilou. Hopefully he's fine with that. Gentlemen, if you disagree with that, please message me. But it looked like Arilou was gonna win. So unfortunately, there's no resume from replay feature or anything like that.
Yeah. So that makes it 2-2.
Yep, 2-2.
Okay, it's good. This is shaping up pretty good.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. This is
pretty
sweet.
Close.
We're not the only thing. I could say I'm a little bit sad we don't see any tier 3. You know, but I get it.
Always like the tier 3s.
And the new patch should incentivize more tier 3 play, I believe.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it.
Okay, yeah, Haru agreed that he lost that game, so everything's cool. Alrighty, let's hop into it. 2-2.
Okay.
Coming into
Is
match
Haru
number
gonna go?
5.
Haru's sticking with the ferrets. They've been doing pretty well. Ooh, but maybe not. He can't make up his mind which tier 2s he wants. But he seems to be settling on the skunks.
Yeah, he's taking a little bit of time to think. We're on match number 5 here, so halfway through the series if it stays neck and neck like this.
Oh, we saw a tier 3, if my eyes do not deceive.
Oh my god. Alright, in the right Rock of the Wolf, we've got Haru. And to left, his opponent, Arilou.
Yeah. Okay, Arilou's sticking with the same old at this point. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he's managed to prove that he can beat the ferrets. So, Haru with the dropping the ferrets to go for the wolf and the skunk.
So what's the secret with the wolf here, Tosh? Because I don't see any like fox or badger or falcon. I mean, I guess the chameleon pairs pretty well with it.
Yeah, wolf cam is ridiculously hard to deal with, and actually toads should be able to deal with it just as well, but wolf skunk is also
yeah, that can be
it's something
crazy.
that people really underestimate.
Yeah,
it's like skunk isn't what you think of when you think good tier 2 units to pair with wolf. You always think falcons, but I mean, you can't underestimate wolf skunks. And if he gets just 2 skunks out and then 4 cams, that would be probably a really strong wolf composition.
This is a really awkward, weird interesting map, and that's kind of refreshing because we have seen a lot of like fairly balanced for the most part maps, but kind of short and straightforward. You know, this map's got a lot of winds and turns and bridges and forests and ledges.
I was gonna say that it was really unfair for Haru that he was only on one base, but I mean this base he's actually taken and the base at the top. Like Arilou actually has no real way to get to them.
Yeah, this is actually a pocket base here in this 4 o'clock. It doesn't look like one, but if you look at the terrain, the only way Arilou can get in there is to go straight through the main of Haru. And he's gonna put a little mine there, which is kind of cool to just keep an eye on the farm count. And let's see, nothing else that's super crazy yet. You know, Arilou, yeah, he's got the natural, but taking a third is going to be rough for him. Maybe he could take that 12 o'clock. Maybe Haru will... You know, again, that looks rough, but if you look at the ledges, like, Haru's got to come all the way out to the middle of the map to be able to attack the 12 o'clock.
Basically, Haru needs to hold the middle of the map, and that defends all 3 of his bases.
Yeah.
And it cuts off this third base that Arilou would be looking to take.
Right. So this middle, like where this cabin is going to be incredibly important in this game.
Yeah. Also, Haru, like, it's going to be really hard for Arilou to actually scout Haru. Like, getting into this pocket base of his, he's going to have to go through his entire army and quite a few pigs to just put on some extra damage.
And you know what, too? I think this is a good map to try to take the Tier 3 card out on, right? Because it's so weird and awkward and big and hard to scout. You know, you could probably get away with it. Yeah.
Loads of places to hide the Tier 3.
Yep. So cool, this is gonna be an interesting game. I can feel it. Oh wait, there is a little sneaky path there that Arilou just showed us to get into that natural. So lizard run by through there could be a possibility.
Is there?
Yeah. If you look
through the water.
Through the water. Watch where Arillou's walking right now. Near those trees, if you look at the mini map, it is actually open.
Oh yeah, there's a gap through those trees, and then you get right round.
Yeah. So you gotta be careful about that if you're Haru.
Gotta check the mini map. I saw Onyx in the chat just say he can get to it, and I was trying to find out where it was, and that is hidden.
Yeah.
That's the sort of gap where, if you want to be super big brain, I try and do this sometimes where when it comes up, and I remember, is I don't actually go through it. I try and make it look like I haven't seen it.
Right.
I hope that my opponent doesn't, so I can surprise them with it.
Yeah.
Because, oh my god, I'd be willing to put money on Haru not noticing that.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think Haru might not have noticed it until Arilou walked through there. And Arilou was going to try to do some sneaky cam stuff on that natural, but decided against it. Good scout there by Haru. No wolf yet. Oh, is it wolf time? Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
All right. We got about 2 minutes until we got Big Daddy Wolf here on the field. Let's see if Haru can survive until then.
Gonna keep an eye on Arilou's perspective, see if he scouts it.
Yeah, that is true. Good job from both players scouting the second base saturation here.
Yeah.
It's always really important.
Both players just going up to so many cams.
You know, these Falcons are really going to make a big difference this game, I feel like.
Those cams get away, I think. Without only a few scratches, luckily.
He didn't get anything done with those cams, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, no harm, no foul there. Oh, I'm so excited. This is totally the map for a Tier 3, man, and we're going to see it, as we haven't had a single big engagement yet. It's the 5-minute mark. This is more of a standard...
Going to real death ball territory.
Yeah. Some big late-game armies here. And the death ball can actually be kind of interesting in this game, because it's like after we clash into each other, trade most of our stuff, then you've got some real decision-making on what you sell down, right? Like, what warrens are you going to keep? What warrens are you going to sell to just scrap together whatever follow-up army you possibly can? Unless somebody just wrecks the opponent and stomps through it. Then it's less interesting, but...
Yeah. I mean, Arilou still doesn't know this is coming. He'll probably just see any food that he miscounts or, like, doesn't see on Harry's base. He'll probably just assume it's gone into extra chameleons. So he'll be caught off guard by the wolf, but I don't know if it will matter. Like, this composition he's got with the falcons, his own chameleons, and the 9 toads.
Here we go.
They could really... I'm curious to see how much the wolf adds to this.
Yeah, he needs to really pull the wolf over with the chameleons too. There he goes, trying to get that buff on the cams and not on some of these auxiliary units here.
Yeah.
Positioning is going to be really important. You got to get in the right spot at the right time. This engagement is going to be huge. And all those toads here, like you were talking about earlier, if those hit the cams, Haru really needs to use his own toads maybe to defend his.
Yeah. Like toads, I find toads useful against wolf because it doesn't matter how much damage they do if they blow up in a second. And here we go. So many cams dead already. Is there enough left to shoot down these falcons?
Well, those squirrels getting the buffs by the wolf will help with that.
Oh, one squirrel left.
Oh, hero squirrel.
But here come the lizards.
Alright, cool. Alright, cool. This is the phase that I think is awesome. As long as Arilou can retreat here, I don't think either player can just smash in and win the game, right? That did go better for Haru, but not by...
Haru keeping his tier 3 up is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be able to buff up these pigs, so he's got a better economy. He has a better economy even without the wolf. I mean, he is supply blocked at the moment, but...
Yeah, I
feel like that's definitely a big win for Haru.
Yeah, absolutely. Haru taking the better fight there. Keeping that wolf alive is enormous. And actually not going to sell down, but he's got a large economy, 12 farms at the moment. So, you know, he really probably is fine keeping all his warrens here. He's going to be...
12 farms, and with 4 of those being buffed, it's more like 16.
Yeah. Yeah, so these cams will be blocked for a minute, but now they should really start coming out. Now that all the tier 1 is done, those tier 1 units are going to greedily suck the money up before those tier 2 warrens really get the chance.
I guess Arilou has one more chance to, you know, make a big win. And picking off all these lizards is definitely helpful. Because he's not that far behind in army. The problem is I don't think he's ever going to get ahead or equal in army again. Now that they've had a big engagement where he's lost the food, having all of this food in the tier 3, you know, it's banked. You've got more food safe and secure.
It looks like what Arilou's going for, which I kind of like this, is just so many toads. Like, I think Arilou's way to win this game is to get those solid connections on the opponent's cams. You know, that's going to be it. It's really going to come down to this toad control if Arilou's going to have a chance. And he's got these falcons, too. If he can keep those alive, keep them on the back line, they're going to do a lot of damage here. However, that's so many units from Haru.
Nearly able to win last game, but he had a more even army. So, Haru could definitely... I think it's more... Haru could still mess this up if he gets his wolf too far forward or he doesn't micro around the toads properly. But as long as Haru doesn't mess it up, I think he will take the victory.
Oh, this is going to be clutch. Yeah, this is looking better for Haru. If you're a betting man, you're definitely going to say that army's going to trade better, but let's see it. You know, with these toad connections, with the engagement, Arilou could still win this.
Toads have a lot of variance on them. How well they connect.
There we go. It's a big fight.
Way better toad connection for Haru.
Yeah, just railed through.
Wolf buff toads. Getting in there so quickly.
Really cool game there. Awesome to see the tier 3 unit making such a big difference in that match.
I wonder if you'll see Arilou go for one. Because these players, they don't mix up their decks a lot, but it sort of makes the few changes they do make all the more interesting.
Okay, spawning on the left, we've got Haru, and his opponent to the right, Arilou. And you know what? I actually think Arilou not changing up his deck might be his downfall in this tournament, because I think the Wolf edition from Haru makes so much sense here, right? Because now it's like, hey, if we're going to go to the late game, I can add in this Wolf, and I can be way stronger than you. But at the same time, if it's an early to mid-game match, it's alright. You know, he's still got 5 really solid units. He doesn't have to worry too much about the fact that he's got the Wolf. Like, what could he have in that spot instead? You know, mine, for example, from Arilou. So
I mean, the mines from Arilou, they don't seem to be doing that much. Whereas the Wolf has a potential to just seal out the game if it
Yep.
gets that long, and because they've got exactly the same deck otherwise,
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty even up until that tier 3 port.
That is so smart from Haru, man. I'm actually real impressed with that tech switch. Like, it makes perfect
I think
sense.
Haru's figured out the counter pick to Arilou's deck.
Yep.
And Arilou needs to change it up.
And that...
But then again, I was saying the same thing when Haru won 2 games in a row with the ferret, so maybe Arilou will prove me wrong. He is a better player than me.
Yep. These two are definitely better than we are. So let's see what they decide to do this round. Haru wanting to get into that eco game. This map definitely does look better for Arilou, but at the same time, not as much as you might think at first glance. Like, Haru's got access to 3 bases, right? And 9 times out of 10, 3 bases is all the game really comes down to. And so there is a little back door into Haru's base down here. If you take a look at the mini-map around the 9 o'clock.
Just by this sort of trees and hedge, there's one tile through point.
Arilou investing a lot into these mines early on. I wonder...
Yeah, I don't know if the mines are really a good pick, because they're good at holding off early game pushes, but Haru doesn't push in the early game anyway, so...
Yeah, that's just an extra farm for free that Haru gets as long as he stays on defense. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to take defensive structures, I think Arilou might be better off taking a higher value defensive structure. But really, I think he probably should be looking at either tier 3 or possibly just another tier 2 would be good enough.
Nice full scout from both players here coming up. And Haru is positioning himself into the mid-game here very nicely. He's got his chameleons on the way. He's got his second base. But Arilou is as well. We're about mirror builds at this point in time. And Haru going up to that infamous double chameleon war in here. Going to get those 4 cams out on the map as soon as possible. Man, I'm still not over the wolf tech switch. Like, that is so smart, right? Like, it's, how do you beat Arilou's deck? Well, essentially run most of it, but have a better late game scaling. And this time around, he's even got Falcons. I think last game he didn't.
Yeah, last game he had skunks instead of falcons.
Yeah, and he never even really used them.
He's gonna have a much better wolf comp with those. And it was already pretty solid, just with the 8 chameleons barreling in.
Yeah. But let's see it. I'd like to see, for the sake of hype and the sake of the show, I would love to see Arilou pick up this map so we can stay tied up here.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice little...
Okay, here come the lizards. Oh, but a bit early. That was a clever move in theory, but played a bit early. He'd hidden his lizards up top on this mill, and he'd seen that... I think he'd predicted that Harry was moving out. Because Harry was moving down. If he'd just waited a bit longer, he could have got those lizards right on the mill without anything to protect them. And then he could even have brought his own army in from the back as Harry tried to turn around, but...
And now this is a rough situation because all those lizards really didn't trade for anything here, and Haru's going to come right in.
He lost all those lizards for free. He is getting the chameleons, so all the tier 2s going down. I think Arilou might be able to trade evenly here, roughly evenly.
Yeah, all things considered, that was that could have gone a lot worse.
For all the guff I was talking about mines, they actually did end up being pretty useful there for Arilou.
Yeah. Yeah, and as much hype as we have been giving the wolf, keep in mind, Arilou's really able to utilize the entire variety of his deck here, where Haru really just can't. And there are going to be a lot of games where you just can't afford to get that tier 3 out.
Especially against Arilou, I think, because Arilou's been the one to initiate most attacks, so it's going to be fairly tough to get a tier 3 out against that. Like, when Haru's been going in, it's usually because he's won a good trade by defending against Arilou's attacks, and he's moved in afterwards. Like I said at the very beginning, Arilou tends to be the more aggressive of these two.
Yeah, but if Arilou gives him some breathing room, and again, it's always rough because it always feels like right when you make that 360 food investment, your opponent moves out, right? But if you can find that 2-minute window...
Well, I think Arilou's option here... Arilou has the option, if he sees Haru go for the wolf, of just ecoing up massively. Just immediately slamming down 8 farms on a mill, and then taking a 4th. And I think he'll just be able to outproduce. Because this map split, that's all of the mills that aren't these 3 up at the top go to Arilou.
Yeah.
So that's what,
it's a lot.
Excluding his initial, that's 1, 2, 3, 5 bases and a campfire.
Yeah.
He'll be able to definitely, like, even with the wolf buffing farms, Arilou can outproduce Haru.
That's true. Haru wants this game to go to like 3 bases in a bigger economy so he can get that wolf, but he doesn't want this game to go on forever because eventually Arilou will get the advantage if we start getting, you know, past the 10 or 11 minute mark. So Haru probably got a big attack in mind coming up in the next few minutes.
Yeah, it's like Haru wants to go to the beginning of the late game.
Yeah. Alright, good scout there from Haru. Now we've kind of got to the point where commanders have enough HP where they can really run in through these units and really check out what's going on. And if you're Arilou, the big thing you're looking for, obviously, you're keeping track of what's going on that 3rd base. But you want to
looking for tier 3s.
Yeah, you're looking for that tier 3 ward, and you're not so sure if it's going to be the wolf again, or maybe it's going to be something weird like the badger or the boar. I mean, you never really know.
It probably wouldn't be badger because he's seen no pigeons.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it definitely would be boar.
Big attack coming in from Haru.
And
nice defense.
Haru gets a farm, but it's defended fairly well. Is he going to get pick off his falcon? Ooh. Yes, just.
Wow, yeah, Haru losing a ton of tier 2 there, and Arilou keeping a lot of his alive, so definitely a nice engagement there.
Yeah, he lost the farm, but I mean, he's got these further back bases anyway, and he's still even on economy.
Yeah.
And the army trade went in his favor, so it's going to get harder and harder for Haru to actually get this wolf out. Like now that they're really even they were really even on army, but Haru could probably have snuck one out and relied on defender's advantage. Now he's behind an army anyway. Defender's advantage might not be enough if he's committing 360 food into a tier 3.
Yeah, and you know what? That attack getting botched really hurts for Haru because now that's going to kind of delay the game. And if the game continues to get delayed much longer, and Arilou picks up that 4th base...
Haru's taken all the farms on this base, so he's basically got 5 more minutes before he starves. I mean, I'm assuming he's not going to do something crazy like manage to pick up one of these bases right next to Arilou.
Yeah, there's no way that that's happening, and I don't know, man. Haru, if he was going to...
Never say never. Never say never.
It's true.
It's probably not a thing.
And he doesn't look like he wants to commit to the wolves here. Arilou moving out, already dealing some damage, going to try to retreat and just say, hey, I took 2 farms, I'll be okay with that. But no, big engagement coming in. Toads clashing into cams. Who's going to come out on top? It looks like Haru.
I think, oh, Jesus.
All those falcons just dealing so much damage.
Arilou's probably going to lose this mill here.
Reinforcements from Arilou on the way. However, that's so many falcons still in the sky, and their burst damage can make those reinforcements just be deleted.
Arilou could lose the whole game here.
Yeah.
Arilou can keep up this momentum. It's a question of overextending, but with 5 falcons, he can burst down units so quickly. He can burst them out quicker than they come up.
Yeah, Haru's got the momentum, and he wants to end the game right here, right now. You always do run the risk of overextending, but he's got victory in sight. I don't think Arilou can rally up enough to defend anymore.
Yeah, he needs more time. He needs to be given a bit of a break. These falcons are so low. If he could just get up a decent amount of tier 1, but he can't.
Oh, the Warren's going down. Haru up on match point here.
Oh, Haru's on 4 points.
On the grand finals of the 21 Generals.
I'm confused how that fight in the middle went so wrong. I guess it must come down to Toad connections. That's my only, that's my best theory. But Arilou just got slaughtered. He lost like twice as much as Haru did in that last engagement.
All right, chat. You gotta give your power here to Arilou's Spirit Bomb, man. If Haru wins this, then that is match point. That is GG for the event. Let's see if Arilou can get a couple more points on the board, tie this up. I want to see a game number 9 go on, but let's get into it. We're hopping into the next match here, and the bottom left on match point just needs one more map. We've got Haru and his opponent to the right really needing a win here to keep the tournament alive. We've got Arilou.
And I mean,
look at this map.
Yeah, map-wise, I think it probably goes in Haru's favor, but yeah, I mean, it's easier for Haru to take a third than it is for Arilou, which is, I think, makes it advantageous to Haru in the first place. But there are more ways for Arilou to run around with lizards, so maybe he can get some early harassment going on.
This map looks incredibly linear for Arilou, doesn't it? Like, he's got all these bases in series here.
Yeah,
he
takes like the base to his left, and then the next base to his left, and then the next base to his left, and he just keeps on taking bases to his left until he either dies or wins.
Pretty much. And I wonder, this is such a weird map. And, you know, it's hard to give too much importance to the map because, you know, we could just see a 1-base game or a 2-base game or something like that where it won't matter so much. If this is just like a 2-base game, then this is just fine for Arilou, essentially. He's got his natural right there. He's good to go. And, you know, actually, Haru is down here on the double high ground, or double low ground around. So if you're Arilou, attacking up on these ledges might be advantageous. I don't know. It's hard to...
Maybe. The ledges are kind of far away to actually hit anything, though.
Yeah, unless he had something like ferrets, which he doesn't. And there are a lot of trees and whatnot in the way here. Nice little choke here out of Haru's natural.
Is Haru going to attack with these squirrels? He put the ones very far forward. No, he's not.
He might just be planning for a 2-base game. Since this map is so awkward, I do like the decisions from both players here to go ahead and just eco up. I don't think you're running too much of a risk of, you know, getting ran over by early aggression.
No, probably not. I think the lizards are going to have a good time running around. I feel like they can sort of... There's definitely the potential to juke Haru.
Yeah.
Mixing them up on whether you're going to come in through the north on that road or down south over the bridge.
Yeah, and Arilou could possibly, or I guess any player really, could take that hidden base up in the 12 o'clock. Not really hidden base, but, you know, a hidden base for that player. But, so far, I think Haru's getting a little bit of an edge if we're going into a macro game here. He's got his tier 2 on the way a little bit faster, and Arilou is going to scout it and see that now. Really smart Warren placement too, by the way, from Haru, putting a tier 1 up here near his main to kind of buffer
so
against like a lizard run by.
Lizards run around.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what Arilou does on this map, because I think it's easier for Haru to sit back and, you know, just take it easy.
Yeah.
Just eco up, but Arilou's probably going to have to find a way to move in. He is. He doesn't have the tier 3, so he's going to have to be the aggressor. Because if Haru's just left to his own devices, then he'll get up to an army that Arilou can't really contend with.
Yeah, Arilou's going to try to find something to make it happen, and this is that lizard attack I was talking about earlier, but Arilou's going to see that Haru is in position for this.
Yeah, but now he's trying to come around. He's trying to mix him up which way he's going. But
no dice.
Haru's smart enough to rally his units down. I think Arilou probably could have just gone back up, but whatever.
Getting up
I understand why he wouldn't want to risk all his lizards this early.
4 camps from both players, and Haru again, you know, I feel like he might be getting the better end of this macro game. He is getting up to full base saturation on that natural a little bit faster. He's getting up to his tier 2 a little bit faster.
Once again, Arilou's left an entire farm's worth of mines.
Right.
Just sitting around.
Yep. Those mines are kind of useful because it'll let them know when Haru's moving out, but not going to give them that much extra information. Yeah. This is going to be hard for either player to really attack into, though, because Arilou's second base does have a nice little moat around it as well, which will make Haru's aggression a bit more difficult. But if you're Arilou, do you try to take a base up top for your third, or what do you?
I think he's considering it. He's put a mine by one of these top bases to scout if Haru takes it. So he's definitely bearing it in mind, I think. He'd be cautious about taking the forward mill, but maybe he wants to force an engagement there, because that's where he's got mines, so it might actually work out. Speaking of mines, does Haru see these mines being built? No. These mines on this double high ground. Oh my god.
Ooh, Arilou. Alright, Haru spots it. Gonna take some hits from those mines.
This is Arilou's chance. Arilou should come in now, and he is. Ideally, he would have had an extra couple of seconds to work with.
Yeah, if he was in position a little bit lower to really take advantage of those squirrels of the weakened hit points there. Yeah. But he's going to try to attack from this top high ground.
I think that makes sense. Haru's army's on the other side.
Yeah, Haru's out of position. Arilou can get some damage in, but is he going to really commit, or is he just going to back out? He gets that tier 2. Well, Haru sold it, but it does slow down the Falcon production regardless.
Yeah. And Arilou does have Falcons coming as well. Well, he's got Falcons out.
Good unit positioning here from Arilou. Nice job trying to defend this from Haru as well. He didn't take too much damage. This is definitely harder than it looks in Haru's position when you're got to play whack-a-mole with these attack paths, you know.
Yeah. He is getting the higher Falcon count. Mainly because Arilou's dealing with... Arilou's got 9 lizards, whereas Haru's got none. I wonder if... I think the lizards are probably a good choice, because they'll probably soak up some toad hits and let the chameleons in.
Right.
They're good against the Falcons if it actually comes to... They actually manage to survive long enough to hit them.
Ooh, and these third bases are being taken within
down here.
spitting distance of each other here.
Yeah, Arilou's commander went down to 2 health there, and if he died, that could have been a... I mean, that could have been game right there.
Yeah. Alright, this is getting pretty tense here. Nice harassment by Haru, just trying to poke in, run away with these Falcons, pick up a unit, deal some damage on this gristmill. Yeah. But this is deadly. If these Falcons get caught, that's basically game over for Haru, so... Ooh, this is dicey.
Arilou taking into more and more Falcons, but still behind on the Falcon ball.
Yeah, Haru's comp is real good. He's pretty light on the tier 1, but in this phase of the game, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. He's got to the point where he's using Falcons like his tier 1.
Yeah. So many Falcons here from Haru, and if he could ever squeeze that Wolf Warren out, that would be nuts.
Yeah, it'd be a tough squeeze, but he couldn't do it. Now, Arilou's got to... I mean, can Arilou put more farms down here? Because, I mean, the Falcons, look how close they're getting to his mill. They'd be on those farms.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Plus, once you get up to 14 Falcons, like, you can doof that gristmill down, you know, basically immediately.
Yeah.
Ooh, this
Arilou's just trying to wait for a moment to... This is tense.
This is so nuts. Oh, the lizard's gonna come chase a little bit.
I cannot see what's going on. It's just Falcons everywhere.
Huge engagement.
Like Haru's taking the win with his extra Falcons. Maybe the squirrels though. The squirrels.
Ooh, the tier 1 from Arilou making a big difference here. Oh.
Yes, they are. And Arilou's taken the engagement. If he gets on this third mill and does some proper damage, which he should be able to do, he's picking off more and more toads.
Yeah, I think Haru was a little too light on that tier 1 there. Nice job by Arilou.
It really looked like it was going to go Haru's way when...
Oh, and you know what? This might just go from bad to worse because Haru doesn't have a lot of tier 1 to quickly reinforce, you know? Like,
yeah, he's only got 6 squirrel ones.
Right.
So, I mean,
so Arilou should be able to reinforce so much faster here.
Yeah, but those 6 squirrels are also using up all the money that his Falcons need. He gets to like 40... And that just goes, and the game goes, okay, I'll build 2 squirrels. He's like, no, I want a Falcon.
What's up with the lag? No!
I don't know. Is Harry disconnecting again?
Alright, we made it through the lag spike. Woo!
Okay. game held. Now, Arilou's really good spot.
Oh, I'm hyped, man. I can't
Chat, did what
believe
you asked.
I can't believe how much of a difference that tier 1 really made there in that fight, and especially with the reinforcing.
I mean, we were all underestimating the squirrels. We'd written them off. We thought it was all about the falcons, but
Rule number 1 in Tooth and Tail is never underestimate squirrels.
yeah,
Another big engagement coming in, though.
coming in. But again, the squirrels, they're just taking it.
Yeah, Arilou's got plenty of units here to defend this off. Now Haru's starving. Now Haru taps out.
Game, what is that? Like game 7?
We're going into match number 8 now, 4-3. Let's see Arilou win this next one. Then we'll be match 9.
Oh, come on, Arilou. Chat gave Arilou their energy. I mean, that wasn't even an easy map for Arilou.
No, it wasn't. That was really impressive. He used some really good game sense there. Nice back and forth attacks. He, excuse me. He kind of found a situation, I think, and kind of realized, you know, Haru hard committed there, didn't he? He probably overestimated his forces.
Wasn't it? I think it was Arilou who went in, wasn't it?
It could have been. You might be right.
Haru was poking, so I think it was Arilou's decision to actually press the engage button because he couldn't really take any more farms. He basically got out all the economy he could. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry. I'm muting the stream. You just have to
You
suffer.
not got corona, have you?
You know, I hope not. I did travel recently.
Not been to Italy.
In the left, guys, we've got Arilou and his opponent to the right on match point, just needing one more to be the new champion. We've got Haru. Yeah, unfortunately, Tosh, I don't have my mute button for you, but I am muting at least for the stream when I cough. So there's that.
Oh, right, so they have no idea what the hell I was talking about.
You have to suffer when I cough, but they don't. All right. So, what do we got here? Haru dropping the wolf.
Bringing back the ferrets.
You know, I think that's good. I think he's won with both strats, really. He's won with the wolf and he's won with the ferrets, but this time around...
He's also lost with both strats, though, so...
That's true. This is a nice map, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
If both players have 3 base...
Yeah. It's going to be tough for them to engage. There's so much debris.
There's a nice little choke in the middle that kind of both players have to deal with. Like, this is actually a pretty even
honestly,
map.
This looks like a custom-made map.
Right.
It's basically symmetrical. You've got like one extra mill on Arilou's side, but it's kind of in the middle. And you've got that campfire at the top. That's could go to anyone.
Yeah, I love this. This is exactly what we need this late in the game here. You know, I'd hate to see.
I think it would be better for Game 9, but...
Right. I was gonna say I just hate to see a really imbalanced map for Game 9, but most of the time, especially in high-level Tooth and Tail play, I mean, it's really rare that a map is just so bad there's no way you can win, you know? It might feel like that when you're a beginner or something, but, you know, these top-level players can deal with whatever hand the deck deals them.
Yeah, because, I mean, part of being a top-level player is responding to the map and knowing how to work around it.
Ooh, Arilou's gonna see a lot of greed from Haru here. Is that gonna trigger some kind of aggression, or is he gonna go up to his own farms?
Lizards. I think he could come in. 4 lizards would... I think it's enough to do something.
Gonna be a little safer.
I mean, the longer he waits, the less likely it is, but...
Yeah, Arilou looking to go more of the safe route here and just match those farms.
Yeah, he's going to get 1 farm here. No, he's not. He backs off. He definitely could have got a farm there, I think. Because those squirrels wouldn't have been quick enough. Oh, he might get 1 here, though.
Ooh, no, he's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to lose a lizard for sure.
Okay, he hasn't lost anything, but he is still behind in economy.
Nice try there from Arilou.
Okay, yeah, he put some farms down. Puts down quite a lot of farms, actually. Arilou actually being greedier than Haru for once.
Okay, so no harm, no foul, just yet in this match. Yeah, Arilou, both players really going up the 2 base sat here, and what's the move? I guess we're gonna try to go up to 4 cams, and then after that, you know, start piling on the Falcons, or maybe try to go for a timing. Haru moving out with some squirrels here.
That's usually how it goes. These squirrels might be able to. I mean, now they won't be able to, but they could have pushed in and done some serious damage because Arilou's only got 6 lizards to defend with at the moment.
Yeah, those mines actually might have just saved Arilou's life right there.
Finally coming into their own.
Yeah, that was huge for Arilou. You're right, because
I mean, this is a really good mine map actually. There's so many like tiny choke points.
Yeah.
Where a couple of mines can just completely shut down a push.
This is a really cool map because there's like a top way to go. There's a middle. There's a bottom. You know, we're pretty.
This feels very designed.
Yeah. This is it. The RNGesus has blessed us here. Let's see if we get so lucky for the last map, if there is one. As Haru could just win this and end the tournament right here. He's getting those classic Haru ferrets out here on the map. Both players going up to the 4 cams. And then probably after that, we're going to see some Falcon production. No, Arilou actually going to go up to the 6 cams. And not a bad call either.
Third base coming out.
You know, Arilou could just build so many mines and kind of hit that issue where it's like, surely they can't have more, right?
Yeah.
Like where he's got these 3 in the middle. Imagine if he just really mined that up.
Yeah, he could put a mine down like basically everywhere in the middle, and I'd say it was a good mine spot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anywhere in this path over the water by the house where I would say a mine is badly placed.
And these chokes too, like with the way concave and convex works really in any RTS game, you know, it's really just incentivizing attacks. So we might see this really get to a long game position. But as I say that, Haru
just runs around.
Yeah, Haru's going to come down south, which is going to be an easier attack route because you're going to be less stuck in that choke. And now the ferret harassment's coming aboard, and Haru's actually going to try to claim this 4th gristmill, which would give him the edge in this game.
Army's fairly even, but a lot of that is in mines for Arilou, so in actuality he's probably behind, although he is eking ahead.
Now he's going to do that, the lizard dance. This is the kind of solution to, well, I don't want to attack in, but I also don't want to get poked to death. You got to try to run some units around, but this isn't working so far. The gristmill's taking some serious hits. The lizard's going to catch a ferret and going to get the kill.
Oh, that's it. But if this mill goes down, then it was definitely a worthwhile trade. Who's going to pull the trigger here? Who's going to be the one to engage?
Arilou looks like he wants to do it.
I hate that ferrets can pick off mines if they just hit them on accident. It's so annoying.
Alright, Arilou's going to take the engagement.
Big toad hits from both players. It looks like Arilou's winning this, I think. He's got the extra cams. But there's more tier 1 for Haru, and we saw how that worked last time.
Nice mine hit, but the 3rd base is going to go down, and so many squirrels left over for Haru. Those tier 1 Warrens close to the front lines.
Haru going to take the crown.
Ooh, it's close. Haru backing off, doesn't want to overcommit.
That was a really close fight.
But Arilou is taking it so far.
The extra food that was in those mines probably sealed it.
Yeah, that's an extra 4 or 5 squirrels. Arilou just waiting as long as he can, trying to buy as much time as possible, get as many units up on the board. Ooh, that one toad killing 2 mines.
I mean, that was a good trade.
Hero toad.
And he was going to blow himself up anyway.
Right.
So.
I mean... Alright, Arilou moving in again. He's really got to do better this time around to stay in the tournament. He realizes...
But he loses all his toads.
He gets out of there, though, and doesn't lose his entire army. That could have been worse.
Yeah. He is ahead in economy for now, but he's not going to last for much longer. This is a really good map position for Haru.
6 Falcons here for Haru, and Arilou's going to move in yet again. Going to really try to get the right engagement this time around. Let's see if it works for him.
Oh, it looks like it's not. Oh, maybe I spoke too early. No, I didn't. Come on, Arilou. Make this comeback so we can get a game 9.
It doesn't look like it's gonna happen anymore. It looks like we've got a new Tooth and Tail champion. Let's see it.
It looks like Haru's about to be crowned.
King Haru coming up here shortly. Arilou taps. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Haru is your 21 Generals Grand Finals winner. Congratulations.
He sees the crown, and I'm sure we'll deliver on James's promises of ice cream. Definitely. We're gonna do a little post-match interview.
Yeah, let me see if Haru's up for it. I asked him. Really crazy games there.
Yeah, that was a really close game. I genuinely thought Arilou was going to take it quite a few times.
Yeah, Haru says he doesn't have time for the interview. Unfortunately, he's got a jet. But what a crazy series!
Such a Haru move.
Hey man, not everybody likes to get on the camera, you know.
Such a Haru move to just turn up, win, and then peace out.
No, he's like, no man, I gotta go eat. I'm starving. As if he didn't just have enough food right there, right?
Yeah.
But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Haru for the 21 Generals Grand Finalist. What is that season? Is this season 4 of Gentleman Stuff?
Season 5.
Season 5.
Yeah, season 5.
Yeah, season 5 winner is Haru. Congratulations. Really awesome. Yep. Yeah, the 21 Rooms is season 4. So yeah, our season 5 winner is Haru. Super awesome. And while I got everybody here, guys, I would like to briefly talk about the next upcoming events in Tooth and Tail. We've got Mochaccino's TnT 2020 Championship. Don't be shy, guys. Sign up for that. I've got a link to the Discord in the Tooth and Tail events under the channel you're watching now. And that's going to be in like 3 brackets, like the Premier Upper Leagues, like the Mid-Range Intermediate Leagues, and the Beginner League in the bottom. So I think what we're trying to do here is encourage newer players or people that are kind of casual to get in on some of the tournament fun and join us in these events. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. We've also got Jed Erickson's VSL Qualnez tournaments that are always going on. I think his next one, the sign-up should be out soon. You can check those out on the tournament Discord. And yeah, a big shout-out to the gentlemen, as always, for Premium Bow as well. These events are always really cool. What are your thoughts on this one?
I loved this one. I thought I love the pyramids. I think that's probably my favorite one. But this is probably a close second, just with how involved it was and how much stuff went on outside the game itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how much thought had to get put in, all the scheming. It really captured the feeling of, the Tooth and Tail essence of being a bunch of factions constantly trying to one-up each other.
Right.
Until only one's left standing.
Yeah, it was really great. Fun. We had new players involved in this, old players involved in this. Big shout-outs, of course, to the gents, to Premium Bow, to everybody who was a leader. Who was it? We had James,
Jacoby, and
Mishi were our leaders. It's cool seeing Mishi around, man. He's one of the old guys like you and me, and always cool to see him doing things. And
I'm one of the old guys now.
Pretty much. How long have you been around now?
Well, I've definitely been around a while, but I remember on your feast where you used to say Big Pimp and Tosh. I feel like that's kind of a new name.
Yeah.
I've been around long enough that I remember you thinking I'm new.
Hey man, the only people that I don't think are new are the alpha guys. They're the ones that can one up me. But that's it, guys. I don't know if anybody feels like streaming. You can, and I'll host you if anybody's got the bug to play. Other than that,
I'm probably gonna be streaming in a bit, but I need to take an hour or so break before I start up that. So, anyone else? Or if not, meet me over on Witty Pun for a bit of Tooth and Tail.
Yes, sir.
A little bit later.
Congratulations again for Haru for winning Season 5. Thanks again, as always, to the gentlemen for organizing these wonderful events. And there was a big prize pool on the line this time around.
Yeah, how much did he win?
50 euros. 50
Nice.
euros was the main prize here.
What did Arilou get? Because he didn't come away with nothing.
Yeah, I think second place got 20.
20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, coming up on the horizon, we got the Mochachinos event. I've got the Discord for that underneath the stream you're watching now. We've got Jed Erickson's monthly tournaments that are still going on. Of course, you can always send me replays to ToothAndTailTV@gmail.com for the Friday night feasts.
We still got the weekly...
The Pocketbot Cups.
Pocket bots, yeah.
Yep. So
Done on each of our channels respectively, so... Plenty of tooth and tail to go around.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. You got any final thoughts, Tosh? Pretty cool tournament. Anything you didn't expect? I think the wolf and the ferrets doing so well was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see the ferrets come out so strong. I was surprised to see Haru go for the tier 3. Just, you know, I think the lesson to be learned here is that you need to mix up your decks occasionally.
Yep.
You make yourself a bit too brittle if you only stay with one.
That's right. Well, cool, guys. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see y'all next time.
Toodles.